Do you ever eat something and immediately regret eating it? We've all been there. Come on. You know what I'm talking about. Delicious food.
Sugary foods. It's why we gain weight.
And insulin is the hormone of obesity. So without insulin, our fat cells cannot get fat. Our fat cells can only store fat under the influence of insulin.
But the truth is, these unhealthy foods are not just bad for our waistlines. High blood sugar, it's bad for your brain too. Those glucose spikes you get from all that sugar, carbs you're eating, well, it does make you really hungry, because when you crash from the spike, you get hungry. But behind the scenes, there's something else happening. It's destroying your brain.
Could Alzheimer's be a form of diabetes that specifically affects our brain? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? Traditionally, we've understood Alzheimer's as a neurodegenerative condition that gradually erodes memory and cognitive function. But what if there's more to it than that? What if, at its core, Alzheimer's is actually a type of diabetes?
Which is the very reason you should pay attention to your glucose, your blood sugar, and find a way to get it under control. And I've got a secret weapon for you. That's right, a continuous glucose monitor, a CGM. I've been using it for 6 months now, and it's helped me keep my blood sugar low, and hopefully it's going to keep me out of a memory care center in the future. A continuous glucose monitor sticks to your skin and tells you 24/7 what's happening within your body. That's right, like that smoothie you just downed that you thought was healthy and just skyrocketed your blood sugar. You know what I'm talking about.
Now, most people think glucose monitors are for people with diabetes.
At one point in time, only diabetics wore them, but now they're available for everyone. You don't need a prescription to get a CGM. And it's very effective at helping you keep your blood sugar down, because it gives you a real-time picture of what's happening in your body when you eat. Because high glucose in your blood for long periods of time is really bad for your body.
The most powerful influence is something called hormones. Insulin is actually a hormone of obesity. It tells the body to store fat. And this is what a lot of people can't get their head around. They think, well, if I've got too much body fat, it must be because I'm eating too much fat. In actual fact, the fat that you eat, the body burns very readily. As soon as you put carbohydrates and highly processed foods into the equation, you're releasing massive amounts of insulin that just puts our body into fat storage form.
You get brain fog, weight gain, inflammation, and Alzheimer's. So why guess about what the food is doing to your body when you can wear a continuous monitor to show you in real time exactly how it's affecting you? I find it an excellent tool. I call it my little parole officer. And you can experiment with different foods, like complex carbohydrate foods, which may spike your sugar, but only minimally, and then it goes back down, which is much better than, that skyrocket action. And then it stays up there. And then when it finally wears off, boom, you're looking for another pack of M&Ms. Instead of guessing what food does to your body, you can see it in real time. So every time you tell yourself, just one cookie, just one, you can see exactly what that one little cookie is going to do to you. We've all done it. You know you have. And while we all know that sugar is not good for us, and we all know that it can make you gain weight, most people don't know that it can affect your brain in a very negative way, which is one of the primary reasons I decided to start taking my health seriously.
Type 3 diabetes is a fascinating subject that has been under intense study. This term, type 3 diabetes, is an emerging concept in the medical field. It is a term that links Alzheimer's disease with insulin resistance and deficiencies in the brain. In cases of insulin resistance, cells don't respond properly to insulin and can't easily absorb glucose. This results in high blood sugar levels. In the case of type 3 diabetes, or Alzheimer's, it's not just our body cells that become insulin resistant, but our brain cells too. The brain, like other parts of the body, needs glucose for energy. But when brain cells become insulin resistant, they struggle to absorb the glucose, leading to a sort of starvation of the brain cells. This can contribute to the cognitive decline seen in Alzheimer's patients.
Continually eating sugary products, carbohydrates, particularly highly processed carbohydrates, it causes huge spikes in your glucose, and it does affect your brain and is linked to Alzheimer's. And this is especially true for you youngsters out there. So if you're 20 or 30 something or even 40 something, you are at a much higher risk of getting Alzheimer's than someone like myself at 60. Because, when I was young, we didn't have as many processed foods. The older you are, back in the day, people ate whole foods, potatoes, and that weren't fried, meat, vegetables. Today, people eat on the run. That granola bar you think is so healthy for you? How about the whole grain rice? It says wild rice in a box. Only takes 10 minutes to cook. That's highly processed food. Real rice takes about 45 minutes to boil. Processed rice takes between 10 and 15 minutes to put on your plate. And it's loaded with that little packet with all those chemicals. That's what I'm talking about.
The National Institute on Aging says that insulin resistance and high glucose levels contribute to brain inflammation and cognitive decline.
Yeah, so those sugary snacks, drinks, cocktails that you're consuming are not just bad for your waistline. They're extremely bad for your brain. And these sugars are hidden in everything. Sugar is really bad for you, especially high fructose corn syrup. The food manufacturers put it in everything, and things it doesn't even need to be in. Do you need high fructose corn syrup in your bread? They put it in everything because it's highly addictive. It tells your brain that you want more of it, which is exactly why they do it. From your salad dressings, your granola bars, basic bread, those fat-free salad dressings, they're the worst. They're loaded with sugar. So if you care about your health, and if you care about your family, because it's your family that's going to suffer, they're the ones that are going to have to take care of you. If you're incapable of taking care of yourself because you've got dementia or Alzheimer's, there's a lot of reasons to change your diet. Simply eat whole foods. Comes out of a box, don't eat it. Meat, vegetables, whole foods. The bottom line here is, if the list of ingredients on the item is longer than your grocery slip, put it down. So how do you stop the madness? Get a glucose monitor. It'll tell you in real time what's happening inside of your body. It'll help you stop those roller coaster rides. You can keep your blood sugar right here, which means your appetite, you don't have an appetite. When you keep your blood sugar low, you don't have an appetite. I can attest to that. I'm able to control my appetite most of the time. When I fall off the wagon, and I normally save Friday nights for my cheat night, I'm typically more hungry the next day because I had a little bit of bread, a little bit of wine. You gotta have a little something every once in a while, but The other 6 days a week, yeah, stay away from it. What I like about it is you can also experiment with different foods to see how your body reacts to them. I mean, I tried acorn squash, and I hardly got any spike with the acorn squash. And I love acorn squash. I lathered that son of a gun up with some butter, some salt, and I went to town. It gives you instant feedback and helps you stay on track. You can sit there and look at it and say, I shouldn't have ate that, and you know. And when you see it nice and low, it's almost like a game. Try to keep it a certain level. It's a very helpful tool. I use the one from Abbott Labs, and this is not a sponsored video, although I will tag Abbott. Call me. Abbott Labs Lingo is the one that I use. And the monitor lasts 2 weeks. Put it on, 2 weeks, then it stops working. Then you gotta put another one on. Now you don't have to do it forever, but I would suggest you do it. Now, if you got anything out of this video, if you learned anything, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so, because I'd love to see you here again. My name is Lisa. This is The Lowdown. I'm a newly retired person, and I'm gonna report on this channel all about things that affect you as you age, or even before you age, for you youngsters out there. Get a little wisdom if you come over to this channel. And I'd like to see you here, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. And come back and see me next week. Take care.